There are moments when language itself feels too small, when ordinary encouragement sounds thin, when logic and reassurance bounce off something deeper that aches, not because it is broken, but because it is aware. In those moments, people don't ask for answers. They ask for weightless strength. They ask for a presence that doesn't argue, doesn't explain, doesn't require belief or effort. They ask for what you named so well, a powerful, invisible wave. Something that arrives without knocking. Something that moves through rather than toward. Imagine for a moment that this wave is not external, not descending from above or approaching from afar. Imagine it as something that has always been moving, slowly, patiently beneath the surface of everything. Like an underground current that does not announce itself, yet reshapes landscapes over time. You do not summon it by force, you notice it by stillness. This wave does not rush, it does not crash, it does not overwhelm. Power, in its truest form, is rarely loud, it is consistent, it is enduring. It is the way gravity holds planets without effort, the way seasons turn without instruction, the way breath continues even when you forget to pay attention to it. The wave you're sensing works like that. It is already here. Words merely help you align with it. Let your body be included in this moment. You don't need to change your posture or close your eyes unless you want to. Just acknowledge that you are here, that your weight is supported by something beneath you, that you are not floating in chaos, even if your thoughts feel scattered. Support exists first, understanding comes later. This invisible wave does not judge your readiness. It does not ask whether you deserve it. It does not review your past or measure your intentions. It is not transactional. It doesn't arrive because you were good enough or faithful enough or calm enough. It arrives because you are alive, and life itself is the invitation. As it moves, it does not erase pain. That is not its role. Instead, it creates space around pain, space to breathe, space to soften, space where suffering is no longer the only thing in the room. Pain shrinks when it is no longer alone. This wave is companionship without words. You might feel it as warmth or as stillness or as a subtle loosening somewhere you didn't know you were holding tight. Or you might feel nothing at all. And that is not failure. Absence of sensation does not mean absence of presence. Some of the deepest movements happen below the threshold of awareness. Seeds grow in darkness long before they break the surface. This wave does not demand transformation on a deadline. It is not here to fix you quickly or turn you into someone else. It respects continuity. It knows that growth is not replacement, but integration. You do not become less yourself by receiving it. You become more fully yourself, less fragmented, less divided against your own nature. If you've been carrying exhaustion that sleep doesn't touch, this wave meets that exhaustion without trying to cure it. It says, you don't have to push right now. If you've been carrying grief that words haven't reached, this wave does not attempt to reframe it. It says, I see the weight. I will help you carry it. If you've been carrying fear, quiet or loud, this wave doesn't promise certainty, it offers steadiness instead. Notice how different that is from the way we usually seek help. We often look for solutions that require effort, clarity, action. This is something else entirely. This is support without instruction, strength without performance. The wave does not ask you to believe in a name for it. You can call it God, or spirit, or life, or source, or nothing at all. You can refuse every label and still receive the experience. Names are tools for the mind. The wave moves through the nervous system, through breath, through attention. It speaks the language of being, not belief. If you felt disconnected from meaning, from others, from yourself, this wave does not scold you for drifting. Disconnection is not a moral failure. It is a signal. And the response to a signal is not shame, but reconnection. Gently, gradually, without force. Imagine the wave now as something that smooths rather than shakes. Like water, finding its way into the cracks of a dry riverbed. It doesn't argue with the earth for being dry. It fills the space that exists. It honors the shape that's already there. You don't need to open yourself in some dramatic way. Openness is not a performance. Sometimes it looks like nothing more than not resisting. Like letting your shoulders drop a fraction of an inch. Like allowing a single breath to complete itself without interruption. These small permissions matter more than grand gestures. This wave also carries memory, not personal memory, but a deeper one. A remembrance that you belong to something larger than your current circumstances, not in a way that diminishes you, but in a way that contextualizes your struggle. Storms feel different when you know the sky is wider than the clouds. If you've been questioning your direction, your purpose, your next step, the wave does not hand you a map. It stabilizes the ground beneath your feet first. Clarity often emerges after regulation, not before. The wave understands sequence. It tends to the roots before worrying about the branches. There is nothing you have to do to keep this wave. It is not a fleeting blessing that disappears if you lose focus. It doesn't punish distraction. It returns again and again, the way tides do, governed by rhythms older than willpower. You don't hold it. You are held by it. And if part of you doubts all of this, if a skeptical voice is watching from the corner, arms crossed, that part is welcome too. Doubt is not an enemy of depth. It is often a guardian, making sure you don't give your trust cheaply. The wave does not demand that voice be silenced. It includes it. Even skepticism relaxes when it no longer has to defend against pressure. Let this moment end without ceremony, no crescendo, no declaration. Just the quiet acknowledgement something has been offered and something has been received, whether consciously or not. That is enough. You can return to this sense anytime, not by repeating words, but by remembering the quality of this attention. The wave is not bound to this conversation. It moves wherever you are willing to pause long enough to notice what has always been there